Hello, everybody. We are indeed live now. Forgive me. I may have made a goof. You see, I started using earpods, right? Um, and I had a source assigned to our other setup, which is with all four of us. Now, what I didn't have set up is this setup with just the three of us. So go ahead and give me a test-a-rooney.
Test-a-rooney.
Boom. The guys are indeed alive. Hello, everybody. We're live. Never had a goof. We're reviewing two movies tonight. Again. Two movies that I like one of them, but honestly, I could never have seen these and wouldn't have really lost anything. With that said, the two movies are Infinity Pool and The Gray Man. Hi, KG. Hi, Skyrock Rudy. Tell me, guys, what have you been watching besides these two movies that we are reviewing? I don't know why I'm talking like William Shatner.
Chicago Fire.
Why?
Because it's on the 11th season, so catching up.
Jesus, is it that far in?
Yep.
It's still not what was the longest one?
That's the long.
SVU?
Well, yeah, that's like 30-something years.
Dude,
Yeah,
Letterkenny is ending after what? Season 9 or 10, maybe 11? And it's the last three have been shortened seasons, and that show's still fucking running strong? It doesn't even have Tom Selleck. That's Blue Bloods, and that's over. It's done.
It happens, man.
Now Donnie Wahlberg has to try to get another reality TV show deal because he needs the money. He's got 3 trailers to pay for, huh?
Well, no, his wife's got all that shit going on with the Masked Singer.
Oh, is she in that show? So she's bringing home some real money then. Like, he was making good money. She's making stupid money just sitting there going, made me. This is crazy. Who is this, Colin Powell?
They were going to like through like 2 or 3 seasons in 1 year for that Masked Singer.
Jesus.
So Jen and I think Jen and I was mad because we watched the first season, and then I was just kind of like,
that happened.
And I think she's mad that we don't still watch it, but I don't know, dude. It's like, oh man, the robot bunny rabbit has been Secretary of Defense Nancy Pelosi or Secretary of State Nancy Pelosi. Like, I don't care. Has Danny Bonaducci been one of them? I feel like he's ripe for it, right? Like he comes out with his cane and shit because he's in bad health now. It's just like, hey guys, it was me the whole time. I was the wheelchair bunny. Sad. What have you guys?
I don't know how you guys watch those. I can't watch those. Like,
yeah, I used to watch America's Got Talent when Stern was on it.
Yeah,
but that was like the only time I really watched. I still enjoy the American Idol auditions. I watch those on YouTube every year because they still make me laugh.
The auditions, yeah, they're funny.
There will never be another William Hung, though. I'll tell you that much. Never. Alex, what have you been doing? Giovanni. Wait.
Important. I've been watching
What have you been watching, Giovanni?
Stand-up comedy. I saw
Cat Williams'
new one, Dreamer. I've watched all of Cat Williams' Netflix specials. They're still hilarious.
I think his greatest special is when he roasts that Wanda chick on her own radio show.
Oh my!
That's his greatest special ever made. I loved American Hustle. I'm the biggest fan of Pimp Chronicles 1, but him on whatever FM popular morning radio show that is my favorite special of his. Only one of us has got $12 worth of jewelry. Oh, if you haven't watched that, go look up that too.
What did he say? He's like 19
19 felonies, no convictions. Prison ain't jail. You know, so the crazy thing about that is like one of her family members fucking like found him after a gig and pulled a gun on him.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, like it turned into like when he goes like they tried to kill me. Like legitimately there's security camera of like one of her family members or friends or something like pulling a gun on him outside of a gig. It's like, Jesus. Really pissed her off. How dare you insult my auntie?
And we've been
It had to have
watching
been what
Grey's
it's like. Like it wasn't like
Yeah.
like she didn't lose her job, so it had to have been like, no, we're gonna kill that motherfucker.
That was
you
her fault, though.
you got way more than $12 worth of jewelry on. I bought you that ring is 27. She's like, shut up.
I
It's
think
like, I was
'cause
calculating
they
it.
told him, when you come on, we're not going to talk about. There's
Yeah.
certain things they're going to talk about, and she just bombarded
Have
him.
his interview with Shannon Sharp, and then every YouTube like compilation channel has taken his interview and then spliced in footage of like the proof and like of the people he's
Nice.
talking about, and it saves so much time, and you're just watching. Like I watched the interview, but then you watch those and you're like, oh, this is so much better. It's like
so
yeah,
easy.
a novel's great, an audiobook is maybe perhaps greater, and then but a movie, I mean, it's a fucking movie. So like you give me a little bit of stimuli instead of just him sitting there sipping Cavassier or whatever the fuck he was drinking. Whiskey.
It's cognac.
Cognac, dude. I like, I'm all right.
That's just $90 a bottle.
I'm sadly, I think, losing my taste for like hard liquor again. Like when I started drinking, I started with like fruitier beverages, like it was like, you give me mango juice and Parrot Bay mango and I'll get loaded as shit. And then gradually I moved on to like whiskey and like, I never liked tequila, but then now my main thing has been bourbon. And I don't know, man. Last time we drank, like it just, I'm a Maker's Mark guy. I'm not expensive. I'm not bougie, but I'm better than Mr. Jim Beam. But yeah, I don't, didn't have the same taste to me. It was a bit harder to drink, but the apple
Nicky
pie
G says
shots
hi.
were quite a different show. What's up, Nicky? How are you doing? Welcome to the show. I don't need an AI song. I'll just produce fucking weird sounds with my face. Alex, what have you been watching, good buddy, or doing in a bathroom by yourself?
Chicago Fire, man. That's it. Just watching Chicago Fire in my downtime.
I gave you another shot. And you fucked it up. What's up, Fabian? You fucked it up.
Oh, well.
The
You could have
definition of
said
insanity.
you could have said anything else. Anything.
I've been watching Nerditude streams.
Boom! That's the correct answer. That's better than just saying anything. We're doing okay. I'm grilling Alex on his not repping my other stuff enough. You either, Giovanni, you told me you were getting the face tattoo, you're gonna get tear right here, and then
And
for the
Nerditude
eye.
right under his eye.
No, that's not professional.
Under.
We agreed he was gonna do the eyebrow. So if he had to, he can grow it back in and conceal it.
Just the eyebrow.
Just the eyebrow. He'll shave it, tat it, it'll heal, grow new hair follicles, and then when we go to like a rave or something, we reshave it. Once he's already got a new job or is work from home or taking the employee photo, for instance. That's good. What job would allow that? Like clearly your interviewer would be like, it's like, you're asking about my eyebrow, aren't you? And they're like, no, I wasn't even thinking about it. Like now it's awkward on them. No,
They're like, are those letters on your eyebrow?
yeah. No, it's a childhood accident I had. Oh, with like a dye or an ink, or because it looks like ink. I'm just saying. Well, it's not. It was I got a baseball hit my eye, and it just happens to look like the word nerditude. That's how it healed.
And somebody wrote Nerditude backwards on the bat when I got hit with it.
Those people who like have eyebrows.
What is nerditude
They
brand
have
baseball
eyebrows.
bats?
The eyebrows exist on their face. They shave them off and pencil them in. I'm like, I don't
Or they
understand.
there's now they're
Okay.
actually getting them tattooed in.
So why doesn't Mia Goth figure out an option for eyebrows? It's so creepy. I can't tell if she's surprised to see the character, happy, angry, without
I know, you
eyebrows.
never know.
It's
never
just
know.
dead face. Maybe that's why I don't like her, and maybe it's nothing she can do about it, right? Like she doesn't want to go into a movie with cholo clown eyebrows. I get it, but like
Mhm.
maybe that's why I don't like her as an actress, because you can't tell the expression because there's no fucking eyebrows.
It always
did
looks
bother
demented
me.
whenever she's like.
Well, then
The
it's like-
accent in this one bothered
Well, we
me.
already know how I feel about nude scenes in movies. I feel they're like, oh wait, yeah, it's yeah, boom. It's a 4th of July one, but I've basically just been putting on clothes that stopped fitting. And this one fits great again. So it's like, fuck it.
You're making your t-shirts great again.
Oof. This t-shirt I don't think was ever great, but it's funny. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, and then there's this scene, like, I don't like nude scenes, but if you're giving me a nude scene and like give it up to Mia Goth, great body. But then when you pan up to her freakish eyebrowless face, I'm just kind of like, can the camera go back down? Like, I don't even want to watch this nude scene, but now you're making me look at this woman. Like, come on. I don't want to, like,
I'd say less blood on the body.
they say if you say her name in a mirror 3 times, she appears behind you. Or
And
Mia
shaves
Goth.
your eyebrows.
It shaves, zzz. You just like it goes dark. You just zip zip, and then you like I guess for a woman that would be traumatizing, but a dude would be like, oh, what the fuck? I got no eyebrows
When the
now,
light
and then
comes
just
back on.
I'm
she
not going to be the first one
completely
falling asleep
has
anymore.
Your eyebrows on her face.
yeah, she's in the mirror with my eyebrows, just really angry looking, like, oh, I want eyebrowless Mia Goth back, please. And she's like, that's what she's. Then the eyebrow crawls on their face and turns into a mustache. That's the last time I eat peyote. Asawaga or whatever the fuck it's called. What is that stuff that you're supposed to drink and then basically come to the brink of death on? Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca?
Yeah.
I've never heard it.
Yeah, no, that shit's just poisoning yourself. Like, I'm not going to discredit what people might see. It's probably pretty legit, or maybe so deep it's into the self-conscious that the layers you don't even know exist. But, like, you are poisoning yourself.
Isn't like all hallucinogenics like fucking poison?
I mean, kind of,
much.
yeah. I mean, things like mushrooms and stuff like that. There's other sciences that go into it, though, but none of it is like, hey, you're doing great things to the body. That's why you can hear colors. Like that's not how it works. All right.
That would be fucking weird. Hearing
What
colors.
have I been watching anything? Oh yeah, we've been watching Reacher. We're almost done with the first season. That show gets surprisingly violent. And then, by the way, the most out of the blue tits in any product I've ever seen, really. It literally is like the third shot of Reacher taking a shower. So by now you're like, I'm just sitting there going, my God, is this guy jacked? This guy should play Duke Nukem. They should remake Commando. He should be in the remake of Jingle. Like, let him do all of Schwarzenegger's roles, right? And so he's just doing his third shower scene of a 8-episode season. And out of nowhere, the girl comes in naked. And like Jen and I were watching it, and she even made a joke, and she's like, yeah, it would be funny if she came in there, and boom, she's naked, she's there. And it was this biggest, like, we were both audibly like, whoa, what the fuck? And it made me chuckle, because it's legitimately just like, hey, by the way, tits. And like, this is the character that you don't think you're gonna see the tits on. Like, you just don't. So when it comes, it's just like, oh, they went there. I don't know why, but they did. Good show. It's a mix of like Seven meets Along Came a Spider. What's the other one? Kiss the Girls vibe. Very good show. We haven't finished the first season. Is that in New York primarily?
It was primarily, yeah. It was only 6 episodes, and then I was like, that's it ended. But
Did they release them in half?
Yeah. So they're starting their second wave right now. So,
dude, I'm so glad we got it, because we finished and I gotta say Yellowstone, because it's literally they're coming back for 2 episodes, and I have to say the way they leave it is like a fucking trash pile.
it is, yeah. I don't know how they're gonna finish it in 2 episodes.
Very upset on how Yellowstone's the last episode you get until next year, and then you're only getting 2 more. How that ends, there's literally nothing gets wrapped up. It's basically just like, and then they continued on.
Didn't they do that shit with like Sons of Anarchy and fucking Shield?
Sons of Anarchy.
Like
both of those shows were wrapped up.
No, but like how they were at the last 2 episodes, and like all this shit starts fucking going crazy, and like how are they gonna fit this all into like 2 episodes?
Well, the Sons of Anarchy was a little bit more drawn out, because you have Clay die in the season before, or the season finale, I think, in the season before the last. But in the last season, you have Gemma get taken out, plus Juice gets taken out, and a couple more, I believe. In the other show you're talking about, yeah, it is a little bit more crammed in, where out of kind of nowhere, the last like 4 episodes, shit just starts popping off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sopranos is also, I don't know. On retrospect, I think Sopranos ending is a good ending.
I still to this day can't stand the fucking ending of Sons of Anarchy. I just
where he just like fly.
Yeah, the last shot. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, dude. If anybody has the right to like be able to want to unalive themselves, it's the guy that's killed his father figure, found out ugly truth is about his father and his mother, killed his mother. The love of his life is dead because of him.
Because of his mother.
Because of him. He allowed it. He was there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, if at some point his best friend is dead, like at some point somebody does need to be like, I'm just saying, if you weren't here, they might be. Some of them might be. Because Sons of Anarchy is another one that's got a crazy death toll. The only one who doesn't die basically is the one that is one of the biggest piece of shits of the show, but he's a great character.
Tig?
Yeah, Tig. No, is Tig the Irish guy? Or is he the dark-haired guy?
Tig is what's it called? The cop from your horror movie?
Yeah, okay, Officer Down. Yeah, no, him, yeah.
Officer.
But to be fair, that character, I mean, he gets put through some shit. Well, no, it wasn't a rat. He was just
no. I mean, like he's like a rat. Like he's just like he crawls
survives. I mean, at one point they burn his daughter to death in front of him. Not the sons do, somebody else does. But like that character goes through the fucking ringer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, enough of that goddamn talk. Let's talk about a movie. Movie called Infinity Pool. Now, Giovanni, you had recommended this one because you were curious on it. Let's start with why you wanted to watch it and what you kind of thought of it.
I know Anthony told me not to watch a trailer, but I did. And I will tell you, the trailer, not what I expected in the movie. And the movie, thinking Infinity Pool, changed halfway through. It's not what I expected when the Infinity Pool started coming in to play.
Didn't really even have that much of a pool.
Yeah, no, it was.
They did have one scene with an infinity pool.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like it's called Infinity Pool. Clearly, that's the basis for the movie.
That's not what they mean.
But like, it was introduced by the doctor who he just in a sentence. This is what it is, and then you're like, oh shit, that's the movie. Really?
Yeah. Like, and that I will absolutely agree. One of the huge problems is as soon as he gets arrested, he comes in and he's just like, so here's what we do. We're going to make a double and then we're going to execute the double and you have to be there. Go ahead and sign here. And he's like, hi, what? And he's like, do you want to be executed? Sign here. And that's, shut the fuck up. That's the whole story.
But normally when a character is confused,
they did also have to pay for it.
Yeah, they had to pay. Well, that was.
They never disclose how much it is, because here's the thing: because the term the Infinity Pool tells you what the entire movie is about, and the whole thing is there is an infinite numbers of you can have, and you could pick from the pool of them. Is I think the concept of the title. So like the idea being, if you have enough money, you can A, get away with crime, and B, clone your fucking self.
Mm-hmm. To take the fall for you. But you know what? They did say that country that they were in, whatever it was they were depicting,
some made up country,
it was bad. So I imagine that their economy was so bad that it didn't matter, because in the amount, that's why he could pay, because he was a failing. What was he? A failing writer.
Yeah.
He had one book, and he was able to pull all this money out. So I'm like, their economy must
not
be
clearly
but
the money.
He pulled the money out of his wife.
The money was his wife's, because she was rich from her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Being a famous publisher.
Who published his book.
See, like, and that might be why he doesn't like him, because it didn't sell.
He did it 3 times. Like, spoiler alert, he did it 3 times. So you can only imagine how much money versus their economy it couldn't have been a lot.
Well, all right, here's the thing is, I don't care about spoilers on this one. If you want to watch it, because here's the base premise and I have problems with the way this movie was made. The story overall is fairly simple. Struggling quote unquote writer goes on a vacation with his wife, accidentally hits a man on the side of the road, drives off, gets arrested, and is basically told, you pay a fine, we're going to clone you, we're going to kill that clone, that satiates the law, and you go about your day. So he then...
And they give you the ashes of your clone.
And they give you the... and it's a nice urn, too. That urn would be expensive as if you were ordering it for your family member.
Yep.
They must have a weird urn factory on that island. And so he gets hooked up with this group of other people that have cloned themselves and done heinous crimes, and this group of course is orgies and drugs and murder and terror and everything that every goddamn indie movie has cliched upon in the past 15 years. Now my problem with this movie, largely though, is the way it's shot.
Yeah.
I don't understand why every character angle is my camera. He's driving in the fucking car, right? And by the way, it's also there's scenes of just scenery for far too long. Like a couple quick cuts here and there, maybe a nice bridge, whatever. But it's, you got 45 seconds in a row of just scenery. And then you've got a minute and a half of him in the car where you could have him in the car and scene. In fact, I am in favor of shots where a car is driving and then the camera crew is on the other side and you're seeing the real actor driving. But instead of doing that, the camera angle is always here, neck above, like it's a sitcom. And that drove me nuts. And the problem is it... Go on.
There was a couple of shots where it went upside down for no fucking reason.
Yeah, and here's the thing. That Jordan Peele, M. Night Shyamalan, the person who directed Candyman reboot, all of these people have already done that to death. It's not unique anymore. It was unique when Lost did it. It's not unique anymore. So the movie was very cliched in its filmmaking. I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that it felt like a movie where, there's a budget. It's got fucking Alexander Skarsgård. It's got Mia Goth, who is probably the hottest, horror? Are they Scream Queen still, or is there a different title?
Scream Queen. I guess it would be called Scream Queen.
She's the Scream Queen right now, at least in the, B2A level movie. So it's got a cast that wasn't cheap. So I just felt like the director was like, hey, I want to make an indie movie, or I want this movie to feel like it's an indie movie, even though we've got a budget. And the problem is when you have a super high budget production, but film an indie movie, it looks like shit. Sorry. The story's okay.
We were talking before, and I said it looked like a combination. Like it looked like the director didn't know if he wanted an A34 film or a AAA horror film. Like it was also really confusing.
It was a little derivative of the movie The Sixth Day.
It was.
And who's to say if that had any influence on it? But the concept of cloning yourself to replace yourself, if something happens to you like that, it felt a little bit like that. The process wasn't the same, but there really wasn't much of a process you see besides that initial chamber scene.
And another thing was when the infinity pool was introduced in one sentence, like there's the movie. Then it went into a really cool concept, which I thought was going to be the movie, when Goth's character is talking to Skarsgård in that group, and the conversation of like the other rich man he's talking to says, how do you even know it's you? They could have swapped you out. I thought that was going to be the movie.
I thought that was going to take over.
I thought he was going to go crazy thinking, is this really me? Am I the double? And they blew over that like super quick.
Yeah, they stopped caring. He thought about it for 30 seconds. And I was like, that doesn't fucking matter. Also,
and that was disappointing.
The way they went with the ending, with him kind of just like sitting there saying, I want to live forever. I want to do this forever. And being the only one. Dude, why wouldn't you take the ending? Like, why wouldn't you take it in a place where it's like he stumbles on a facility that's just got chambers of him and chambers of the others?
Is that what he did though? Because they closed everything and he just sat on the beach and the storm was coming. It was their rain season.
I think what
like he was going to die.
His character was trying to do was like, okay, there was a point where they tricked him and they made him beat up himself, and it kind of freaked him out.
Yeah.
So, do I really want to do this? And then when he finally accepted who he was and Goth put him through all that shit to kind of accept it, then they were like, now you have to go back to your normal life for a year. And he's like, and it was probably that struggle of like, how the fuck do I go back to
How do I
normal
go back
life
to being normal?
when you showed me this? Like, how do I
Well,
do that?
well, then you have clear relationship issues, but not in the writing. It's all how the actors act,
Hmm.
which I don't like. Like, kudos to the actors to be able to convey that message, but you don't have any of that message actually conveyed besides the one line where she's like, do you want to go do this? And he's like, I can't have dinner again in town. And she's like, well, you mind if I go? Other than that, it's all on them to convey that shit's not exactly right.
And then they're hoping that the viewer understands what they're trying to do with acting.
And here's the
I'm
thing:
not
this
gonna lie,
movie's
I didn't know they had a problem till like the second time she spoke to him
Yeah.
when she was crying, and I was like, "Are you serious? Like, when was this brought up earlier?"
well.
Like,
Once
it was
again,
very unclear.
it starts very indie movie. Think, fuck that movie with Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. Oh,
Lost in Translation?
yes.
No. Yeah, okay. That's
Yes, it starts very lost in translation, which with the pitch black dialogue, the curtains open, and that's the only light you get. Like, that's the thing, is this movie is derivative of so many other indie movies, and
Speaking of dialogue,
I'm starting to wonder on Lewis's tastes on this one. We're gonna have to have a tribunal on him and quiz him. I think live on the stream soon.
how hard is it to hear shit at certain times of this fucking movie?
Oh, dude, I
Yeah, the
text you guys
volume
about that too. I have the 5.1 soundbar, and my average audio is anywhere from 18 to 20. The lower the number, the louder. And I had this at fucking 12. And I still am like, I'm putting subtitles on. Like, The Rain is louder. Did Christopher Nolan direct this fucking movie? Yeah, the audio, and that might be Hulu. That might be Hulu fucked up and put a stereo track. Very possible. Very possible.
So there's no budget
the
online
volume
for
is
this
all over the place.
that I could find, but they did say that they made $5.2 million for this movie.
Which I would
Worldwide.
imagine Skarsgård took $1 million. Goth probably took $1 million.
This might have been one of those SAG awards that those SAG contracts that they had
They
to do.
have to do.
Well, see,
yeah.
Lewis
They have to do it for
Lewis
X
has a
amount of
thing.
dollars.
He has a thing for Mia Goth. And up until this movie, I didn't understand it. I kind of get it now, but once again, keep the camera angles a certain way. Let's not go too far up to the eyebrows. Are you guys ready to give this thing? Oh my god. Tis.
Don't know which one it is.
What's your face say? Would you call me?
I said you don't know which one it is?
Which one what is?
The screen? Or it's not on here?
You guys ready to give the Chicago Dog reviews?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And we're back. I had to add the fucking source.
On video, like
It wouldn't have been, yeah, if it's a video of like, it's like a clip of me playing Arma. Nobody wants to see more clips of me playing Arma. Chicago Dog reviews time. All right, let's start with Giovanni, since this was his suggestion. What do you give it, buddy? Remember, we're hold on. We're out of 10, including halfsies. So 6.5s, 4 point, whatever.
I was interested in the trailer when the movie started. It went in a direction twice, and I think, like I said, if they would have stuck with not knowing if you killed yourself or if you're the double, I think that would have been a more interesting story.
That would have.
In the long run, because then you could have had the characters, like it would have explained the madness of the characters who were already trying to guide him, his madness as he was running through the whole process. I think it would have been a better story. To Matt's point, the fact that 95% of every character, it started with their face and ended with their face, like it
Yeah.
was. There was so much more to a scene that,
Dude,
that
here's the
could
thing.
be filmed.
Look at my camera. No shit, every camera angle was this.
Yeah.
And it would even move around like this a little bit too. Like, it would have this weird sort of like fixed. It was terrible. It was terrible. Like, this is whatever. But in a movie, the way I translated it was filmed like a sitcom.
Mhm.
It was filmed like a Roseanne.
It was somebody with their phone like this.
It's some there's this one dude. He's just like, hold on, guys, I'm filming this shot as he's twirling his phone.
He starts out with his hand upside down. He's walking around like this.
So he goes, hold on. Let's give him credit. They'd at least have a gimbal. So he's got a gimbal and he's just kind of slowly. I'll get this shot. Don't worry, guys. I found this awesome bridge. Hold on.
But it's held out, like odd, so it has to spin like this because where the camera's at.
Yeah, it's a fucking Android. So
he's sitting in one of those armchairs, but it's stuck spinning. So the director's like, "Well, what do we do? Fuck it, we'll just use it. We can't afford another one right now."
We were going to do drone photography, but then our drone operator crashed into the side of a building. That was a fine. It's been a disaster. So we just had a guy with an iPhone 14 just spinning it. It just seems to work. We had him put, those wheels that you just
pinwheels.
We put a phone on one and we just worked perfectly. A little lopsided because Android doesn't know anything about goddamn symmetry.
The story, like Matt said, the story was actually solid. I think it could have been a really good story. I had no problems with the story, but yeah, it was the way it was filmed. It just didn't work. So this is a 4 out of 10 for me.
Here's the thing: if this movie would have been an indie movie, like a A24 film that didn't have the clout of the director's nepotism, I believe it's Cronenberg's son who did this, if I am correct.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if this was a different director who didn't have the nepotism and clout, and it wasn't on Hulu and it was like A24, I probably would have appreciated it more. But if you're gonna go into the mainstream, which is there anything more mainstream than being a quote unquote originals movie from a Hulu or a Netflix or Peacock?
If it was a different director that was like unknown or something, do you think that he would have got Skarsgård and Mia Goth?
No. This movie wouldn't have had the budget it had you not had Cronenberg's last name tied to it.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably made a guy like Skarsgård probably take a bit of a pay cut to be in the movie.
He saw Cronenberg. He said, "All right, I'll do it." He got the wrong Cronenberg.
Fuck! Wait a second. This is why I requested the first name. Son of a. Oh.
He fired his fucking.
Wait a second.
His agent after that.
Cronenberg has a Netflix deal. What is this piece of shit coming out on? Don't fuck. Hulu? Oh, it's not even HBO. It's Hulu. All right. It's a vacation, right? I get to go to an island for 6 weeks or 3 weeks, however long it took to film this fucking thing.
It was all shot in fucking Oregon.
Oregon, really? What? I don't know how many sandy beaches are in fucking Oregon. Yeah, for me,
Oregon.
I'm the same, dude. I'm giving this a 4. I didn't have much expectation. And then I kind of started to get into it, but every time I started to get into it, something else would happen. I was like, that's fucking stupid. Like, every decision this character makes is either a coward's decision or a fucking stupid decision. And I don't like the main character. I didn't like the wife either. I don't like Mia Goth character or the actress. Every other character was shallow. They only existed to be an evil group of pieces of shit. There is no justification of anything. It's just kind of like, oh no, we're just there to create mayhem. And then there's that one final scene on the bus where she's like, oh, I'm gonna be rearranging the house because he's gonna be working, and it's like, okay, I get it. Every other day of the year, you're normal housewife, and you're going to get Starbucks in the morning and then going to work. Ha ha, he. These are normal people. These people walk amongst you. I get it. It's been done. None of this is new. None of this is refreshing. I was a little disappointed because I don't care who the director is, honestly. The concept could have been done better. It was, in the major elements where you would normally have too much character dialogue to kind of pan out what the story is, you don't have enough. As Giovanni pointed out, the detective just kind of being, like, I'm going to give you one scene of dialogue and that's everything. Understand it? That's everything. Everything that happens from here on in goes with you fully understanding what's going on. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of sad that I rated Barbie higher than I rated this movie. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just a Ken.
Yep. So I'll go because I'm the last one. This is a 3 for me. I'm lower than you guys. It really fucking started to confuse the shit out of me at the beginning of it, where you can't hear much. You're trying to figure out what's going on, and then as things start to progress, or what happens when he hits somebody, I was like, oh, is this? I know what you did last summer. What's going to happen here when he hits the guy along the on the way home? And then when you do talk to the police officer and he does that whole shit, he gives him the option of freeing himself or or dying or whatever. You just got to pay the fee and then we kill your clone. The next time you see the cop, he's having sex or whatever fucking orgy, and then they kidnap him and all that bullshit. And it was just too much. It was like, where the fuck is this going for me?
Wait a second.
And
I didn't even think about this real quick. Was it him on the island or was it one of his clones? Like, did he get on the plane and leave? And that was his clone still on the island? Or did he go back to the island?
It was whoever was in the airport because he was wearing the same clothes.
Okay. So why didn't they put another scene in there where they show him still getting off the plane? Come on! How easy is that? You have him literally, you make it clear that he stayed behind.
Take it.
But then at the airport, his double is meeting his wife at the airport. How could you not have had that in there? Like, if you want to really make it a creep factor, he sends the fucking double to the real world and stays there.
He pays extra to get that last double.
Son of a bitch. What a waste of potential. What is your overall? I'm sorry, Alex.
It was
3. You said 3. All right, guys, we got another movie. This movie, I actually like quite a bit. My recommendation, called The Gray Man, starring Ryan Gosling. And Chris what? Well, there's so many Chris's. Which Chris?
Captain America.
Chris Evans. Yes, he's in it. He's not bad in it. I think he was supposed to come off as like super witty and kind of evilly charming. And there were parts where it's just kind of like, I get it, man. Like, we get it. You're witty. With that said, movie directed by the Russo brothers, starring a very ripped Ryan Gosling and a very comically evil Chris Evans. I love this movie, really, to be honest with you. The action set pieces are great. The scenery with like the Tokyo scenes in the background where they're fighting on the rooftop with the fucking neon. Like, there's just some really cool fight scenes. For me, kind of a sleeper hit that I don't think honestly gets enough credit for being a pretty badass Netflix action movie. And I'm going to also say this. I know Alex said he didn't like the first one. I think we should review Extraction 1 and 2. Because I shit you not, Extraction 2 is basically Call of Duty the movie. Like, if you were to...
First Extraction?
He did not.
It's a good movie.
I liked it too. But, like, Extraction 2 is what Expendables, I think, kind of wanted to be. Like, there's a scene where, he's on a train and a helicopter attacks him and he picks up a fucking minigun and he's going at the helicopter. And, like, if you were to tell me who should direct a Call of Duty movie, it would be whoever directed Extraction. Because I'm not even joking. The movie could have been called Call of Duty the movie. And people would have accepted it. Like, it's that similar and close, and it's a good action flick. I dug it quite a bit. So, like, Netflix has got a couple like, Extraction's not a sleeper hit. That's a big franchise right now. But, like, The Gray Man didn't get enough love. I don't know, man. I really like this movie.
Yeah, it was really good. And you know what? Aside from the only CG part that bothered me was when he's falling out of the plane. The CG was a little rough here. But other than that, like, the CG in the movie was really well done. Like, the explosion scenes, the train crash scene.
Yeah, there was nothing that looked. There was nothing that looked like overtly cheesy.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And like I said, the Russo brothers, I wish they would get away from, because right now, and you got to give the Russo brothers credit, the last good Marvel product was what they made. It was Endgame.
That's true. Yeah. Yep.
So these guys, whether independently or together, need to get more. I want to see them pumping out flicks like this, like a Michael Bay would. Like, they've got the eye for it. They've got the talent for it. Get the right key players and make it happen. Like, I'm not saying cast The Rock. Like, I'm at this point, nobody cast The Rock. I am done with The Rock. I think a lot of people are, though. I think his
Yeah.
star is slowly waning.
It was overstaying as well.
That's why he's coming back to wrestling.
You think so?
Yeah.
I thought it was because of the writer's strike, where he couldn't do anything for a while. So he's like, I guess my tequila's selling pretty well, but
Well, this writer's strike is over, and he came back a week or two ago, and it's been over for a while now.
you got to imagine they are shelling out fistfuls of like $1,000 bills at him. Just
Yeah,
take
because
it all,
who
just take
runs
everything.
it now? Yeah,
They're
and
just like,
they
oh,
want to
yeah.
they want to have the Rock attached to their
Like,
product.
they would be stupid to let him go.
Well,
They
every
would
time he
be-
appears on camera, you have to imagine his merchandise spikes in sales. And you'd have to
Yeah,
imagine it's
absolutely.
also still steadily selling. Because we all know Stone Cold's still in the top 10. He's still in the top 10. I think Flair at one point was still in the top 10, but he's fallen now. Like these guys that haven't wrestled in years, are their merchandise. Brock Lesnar's a huge merch guy. That's why he always goes to Saudi. The big paycheck for him. He makes big, whether people like him or not, he draws big money. So yeah, like that's the crazy thing is like he's probably making buku fucking bucks just going on a stage and doing a live running of his mouth for 10 minutes. Is he actually gonna do a match, or is it all just him running his mouth?
They're alluding to that he's going to fight Roman Reigns because he said that should he sit at the head of the table. So he's calling him out. And
Somebody
I'm not
said
watching
it-
tonight, so we'll see.
Somebody said in the ring he looks stiff. And it's like, well, he's like a 50-year-old man.
Yeah, his bones fucking probably are creaking every time he does
Yeah.
that shit.
Like, yeah, he's not only is he a 50-year-old man, but he's a 50-year-old man that is somehow put on mass amounts of muscle since he left wrestling. That's not organic, people.
Crash,
Of course he's
Crash
slow.
said it's Dwayne Johnson. The Rock is dead.
Oh, well, why is he? Is he the Rock in wrestling, or is he now? Is he Dwayne?
No, he's the
Johnson?
Rock.
Then he's not dead. He lives in my heart, buddy. All right, second. So what? I mean, what'd you guys think of the Gray Man? It's the first time viewing for both of you, yeah.
Yes, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I
enjoyed all the action scenes. And if you want to see a female with power, that last scene in this movie where she just goes ape shit with just, I want the big gun, and god damn, I love that whole scene. Like
the chemistry between the two of them too. Remember we talked
Yeah.
about it with KG in chat one day about Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
And how it
really
doesn't
good
look like they're gonna have.
chemistry.
I think these two would have made a great Mr. and Mrs. Smith for a TV show. They had some good chemistry.
did the
DX's
banter.
merchandise. I don't know if DX. I don't know. DX. You'd have to imagine. I know NWO merch is still hot always. Yeah.
Roman
No.
Reigns is a big
Fuck.
one. Yeah.
By the way, fuck live action Moana. Leave it to The Rock to figure out how to culturally appropriate a fucking cartoon. I don't give a shit if it's his culture. Go get another
is
Samoan
Hey Hey-
who isn't already worth $500 million to fucking star in it. Where's Rikishi?
The live action Hey Hey is gonna be like what's it called from Star Wars.
Well, if you ever listen to my friend Cat Williams, he says he says what's his face Kevin
Your
Hart is a
friend Cat
plant.
Williams.
So I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
I can't watch Kevin Hart movies anymore because he's clearly a plant. Cat Williams says so. Mr. Williams said so.
Also, everybody's like 3 feet taller than him.
That is true. He is a small man. But you know what? A lot of dudes are small men in Hollywood. Maybe he just doesn't give a fuck. Like, I mean, Robert Downey, well, he's short too, but Robert De Niro's like 5'5".
Tom Cruise.
Jesus.
Tom Cruise
Tom
is
Cruise is
also
short,
like 5'7" or something like that. Like
Yeah, he's not
Holly-
tall at all.
Hollywood tall is 6 foot and above. In fact, American average is if you're 6'1", you're above average as far as height. People don't realize that. I mean, not everybody's a goddamn basketball player. Not everybody is 6'4" of pure excellence. When I do this, I'm not pointing to myself. I'm pointing just in general. I am 6'4", but this isn't built by excellence. This is built by diabetes. Built by sugar. Give me some Skittles and watch me fly. Like there was that character in the South Park game from the movie. He was Captain Diabetes, and his special move was you
Oh
fed
my
him
God,
candy
yes.
and he powered up and he did his special attack.
Yeah,
It was fucking horribly insensitive, but wonderful. Wonderful.
Both those games are amazing.
Yeah, I prefer the second one, but that's
I do
because
too.
I the first one's story is better, but the second one's combat is. I like the hexagonal system over the other one. But both, if you've never played the South Park games, That new one though, man, the snowball fight one, 3D
Ready yet.
online multiplayer game. I don't know how I'm not really feeling that one.
Gonna be
that-
throwing snowballs.
Yeah, that's gonna be waiting for reviews because
It better be better than Call of Duty snowball fight.
I liked Call of Duty snowball fight.
I know that's what I'm saying. It has to be better than that.
Yeah, right, dude. Call of Duty's great. Whatever, I guess. The zombies mode is great, but it's like I can't play 6 rounds of zombies. It's the same shit over and over. I gotta play something else. Like, is there co-op missions other than zombies in the new one, or is that only? Is that
I thought you
old
said there
school?
was. I thought you
No, I
found
think
them.
that might have been when I was accidentally in the Modern Warfare 1 menu because they're all now one
Oh.
fucking menu. Why have separate games, right? Even though sometimes if I'm playing this mode and I want to play this mode, I gotta this mode closes and then this mode opens.
And just that menu alone probably is 100 gigs. Everything else is like,
Yes.
15, 15, 15.
Yeah. It's like, hey, do you want to play this? And then you're like, oh man, I didn't know Modern Warfare 3 had co-op missions, and you click it and it's like install Modern Warfare 1. You're like, ooh, you fucking bitch. Getting tired of you. Because then it's like, I'm not going to
Ugh.
convince these assholes to install Modern Warfare 80 gig worth of game for fucking co-op missions. Come on. Again. Diabetes. The sugars. You want to lose toes? Get your sugars under control, fool. Giovanni? Oh, wait, who was talking? I don't know. I'm so lost in who was talking.
I'll say something to go back to the movie. I did like the characters about this. The ones that they actually did introduce and actually made you care about, they were good characters. The lone wolf, I can't remember the girl's name, but the one that with the grenade launcher and fucking rocket launcher. Fucking what's his name? Chesterton or something like that.
Some shit like that, yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but character names in movies for me, I just don't remember.
Yeah,
I used to be good at it. Like, I'll name you an actor from an obscure 80s movie right now, but like, character names I can give fuck all about.
but I did enjoy that the characters they introduced you to, you did fucking like even Billy Bob. I normally don't like him in certain shit, and I thought he was a good Colonel Sanders.
Yeah,
in here.
I know you're pretty hard against Billy Bob Thornton.
He looked like Colonel Sanders in this one, just without the white
He
suit.
He really did.
It's
That was a
like
good stash he
molasses
had.
coming out your mouth. Fabian says he can play it over and over again. Make it to level 3. That zombies is he basically spent $70 on a zombies mode.
Jesus, man.
Hey man,
Well, he does that for
it's-
every other one. He spends $60 just to play multiplayer and,
Well,
and Warzone.
that's the even funnier thing is like if you're buying skins and mainly playing the zombies mode, you're literally never gonna see your skin, like ever. Oh,
Oh, that's true. You
what
don't
a
get to see
whale.
all you see is your arms.
you get nothing, yeah. Like
But
there's no
if they have
there's no executing fucking zombies.
also if they have those pay to win things, all you get to use is like 3 times throughout your life.
Here's the thing: it shouldn't have pay to win. That's a big problem for me.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Like the pay to win bullshit.
And it's legit. And the
Just
problem with
yeah.
what's even worse about the pay to win is it's also like, and even if it's even if it's not the finite number of pay to win shit you can do, it's shit like they release a weapon set, it's super overpowered for a month, it goes off sale, and then they nerf it. So everybody who paid for this shit that was like, this is amazing, in the next update is like, oh, they ruined my fucking weapons I paid money for. Like, it's the biggest scam in gaming right now. At least Fortnite is like, hey, you bought John Wick, you get to play as John Wick. At least Fall Guys is, hey, you're an Undertaker jelly bean. Call of Duty's like, no, we gave you an advantage and now we just ripped it from you. Sorry, got your money. And these packs aren't cheap. They're $20 fucking dollars. Some of them are $25.
You know what? I forgot. You can go into third person mode on zombies.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you do get to see your character at least
No,
for that part.
Show me the statistics on how many people play fucking third person. I'll tell you right now, it's 7. 7 people play third person. Just 7. They're people that used to play SOCOM and miss it.
It's 0.000007.
Yeah, nobody's fucking looking. Let me play some zombies in third person mode. You want to know why? Because the third person mode is as good as fucking Fallout's third person mode. That's why.
Fabian said that his skins are not for him; it's for the people dying that is, from him.
Oh, the
So when
zombies.
he kills somebody, they see him.
So the zombies see you. The AI. could give a fuck less zombies. Those zombies look at you and see ka-ching. What a sucker. I just killed me another flame guy. All right. Any more you fellas want to say about this movie? It's a short episode today, guys. These movies are good. Like, here's the thing. Or Infinity Pool wasn't. I would encourage you, if you have interest in Infinity Pool, to watch it. And maybe you have a different peek on it. Because Lewis liked Infinity Pool quite a bit. He recommended it. He knew he wasn't going to be in the episode, but he said, Giovanni had brought it up. He said, you guys should check it out. So he dug it. I didn't. And I didn't and this time it wasn't really acting. It wasn't even really story. It was how the movie was made. I have a problem. I think kind of we all do have a problem with everything down from the director to the cinematography to kind of everything.
The audio.
And that might be Hulu's fault. I will give the movie the benefit of the doubt. If it is Hulu,
okay, but still.
Hulu could have fucked up and put a stereo track on there. It's entirely possible. It's happened before. So for me, I'm going to cut. I didn't even really factor that into my review. I just tried to either whether I enjoyed the movie or I didn't. And part of my review system at this point in my life has become: did I want to look at my phone? Did I grab my phone? Did I open up a Google window? Did I pull open Facebook? And if the answer is yes, then the next question I ask myself is, how often did I do that? If I did it a lot and I'm already not feeling the movie, that's kind of how I formulate my thing. Like if it can't keep my attention, because Gray Man, I wasn't really on my phone.
Does using IMDb, does that count as opening up your phone like distraction, or is that just like you trying to find out shit about the movie?
No, if you're finding out shit about the movie, that you're still keeping an interest in whatever you're looking at. That's different.
So that's basically what I did for both these movies. I didn't really like get lost in shit. But
I didn't look at my phone a whole lot because this is one of those movies. I mean, there is a couple of those scenes. I'll be honest with you, I did 10-second ahead, and it's because like I don't need 3 minutes of an orgy scene in weird Fanta color that's also strobing, and it might give me a seizure. By the way, don't watch this movie if you have sensory shit with like strobing lights and stuff. It's really bad with it. There are 3 to 5 minute scenes of color issues and strobing, and
as the lights behind you are strobing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this is controlled chaos. By the way, my fat ass takes up most of the camera, so it is what. But I'm not. There were scenes in this movie where it was like watching a '90s episode of a Japanese TV show for kids. Like just fucking like, and you're just like, there was moments where I looked away because I was like, this is a bit much. Like it was almost like, remember that scene in Saw, the first one with his camera where it was just a flash bulb? It was like that, but over and over for a sustained amount of time.
There's also quite a bit of bodily fluids, I guess you would say.
Blood, cum, whatever.
Oh, I didn't see any cum, but it was like the blood, the drooling, all that shit, and
it was a weird movie. And if you're not into weird movies, like even if you're into horror movies, if you're not into weird horror, you won't like this. Right. You have to be into specifically weird movies. Like it's not quite sci-fi to me, not quite horror. It's just kind of in the middle at that weird kind of segment.
I can understand why Anthony does like this though, because this is like how I used to like Generation Doom and weird movies like that back in the day. This is the type of shit that he likes, and like Prayer of the Roller Boys for me, shit like that. That's kind of strange. I can see why he likes it, but it's not my shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna discredit his taste on it, but like for me, that movie really did feel like the director was like, I'm gonna try hard on this one, and it didn't really sit well. This movie, Gray Man, however, you guys ready to give our hot dog reviews?
I'm ready. Yep.
I'm just going to say this. For me, the funniest thing about playing that video before every review we do is I then have to go like this and tell them don't say anything because I don't want to mute all the audio. So we're all just kind of like...
And little giggles here and there.
In the background while it's playing, like children hiding in the fucking coat room. I'll go first. I like this movie quite a bit. It is a solid 7.5 for me. I think the fight scenes are decent, very obviously inspired by a lot of what's coming out of like the Indonesia area, the raid, things like that. that whole group. Really dug the action scenes. Really dug the cinematography. I thought everything. The big juxtaposition between Infinity Pool and this one is this is a movie that is filmed really well, and it's almost filmed in a way where it's too pretty for an action movie. Like some of the set pieces in this movie are too good looking for it to be a Netflix action movie. And yeah, I really
surprising. I'll go. I'm gonna give this an 8.
These guys should direct a Hitman movie reboot.
Oh, that would be good.
That'll be good. Yeah.
I do like Hitman. I'm gonna give this an 8.0. I really liked all the characters, like I said. Chris Evans' character, though, I thought was kind of like a mix between his movie characters of Push, Loser, and Scott Pilgrim. Like he combined those 3 characters together
with a bit of a mix of the one from Not Another Teen Movie.
And then just added some socksless loafers, that he was wearing,
and then mixed in ruthless violence. Like then that's the other half of the character. Yeah, no, I enjoy seeing him outside of a Marvel product. It's nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I did enjoy all the characters and everything, so that's why. And the action scenes, all the actors did a pretty good job. I liked how they tried to use like all the different teams to do different things, and then you got the Call of Duty guys jumping out the van with their riot shields and they're coming in. That just made me laugh because I was thinking about Call of Duty. Yeah, 8.0, and I could probably watch this again some other time, but
I would recommend you. So you watched all of Extraction 1, right?
Yeah,
I have.
I would recommend watching number 2. It takes a little bit to get started, but once it does, it's legitimately. It's like fuck. It's hard. You know the movie Hardcore Henry?
I haven't seen that one yet, but I know what you're talking about.
If you can handle the first person perspective without getting motion sick.
No, shaky camera. Alex doesn't like shaky camera.
Well,
it depends. It depends on how it goes.
Hardcore Henry's an amazing movie, though. I mean, it's
good.
Legitimately an action movie filmed entirely in the first person.
Yeah.
And it's actually one of the things I didn't think Jen would be able to handle it because she gets terrible motion sickness. She was actually able to watch it, so it's not as bad as you maybe. It's not Bourne Identity shaky.
Mm-hmm.
It's just first person perspective shaky. But it reminded me a mix of like Hardcore Henry with. We'll have to review the Extraction movies because I really dug that second one
as a whole.
Yeah, just as like a dumb Michael Bay-esque everything explodes. He's one man army type of movie. It really succeeded. Okay. I felt. Giovanni, how many hot dogs you fuck?
I'm gonna go with a 7.5 as well. This is a solid movie. I would love a part 2. The way it ended, you could definitely make a part 2. The chemistry, like Alex said, the chemistry between all the characters in this movie, beautifully done. Like it's perfect between the villains, the good guys, Ryan Gosling and the girl in this one.
Even kid, I thought I don't really like kid actors, and I think the kid actors' chemistry with Ryan Gosling was really good too.
Yeah, it was.
I don't like kid actors, but she did a phenomenal job
in
this one.
The whole.
Did you guys see the rumors of? Did you see the rumors of
his little like nods when he busts when he opens the door the first time and winks at both of them? Yeah. Like I love that Ryan Gosling's character does that throughout the movie. The little.
Did you see the rumors for Deadpool 3?
No.
Like there's rumors that like Xavier's back. There's rumors that the girl who was X-23 is going to reprise her role. Jean Grey is supposed there is some wild fucking rumors out there.
Well, Jensen Femke's coming back?
There's a scene that they are filming where the Fox symbol, the Fox logo is all busted up. So I can imagine Deadpool going through. He's fighting Wolverine.
All the dimensions.
Him, going through all the dimensions, like correcting shit. Like I'm gonna kill everybody. You know what I mean? Like.
And then of course he's gonna make jokes about Fox fucking shit up and
also they've been saying that this is gonna be Wolverine's like most powerful iteration. Like essentially the rumors are this Wolverine is gonna make like every other Wolverine look like a pussy. Which would be interesting because I mean I will say Logan he was badass but he was beaten up and dying.
Yeah.
In the Wolverine he was pretty hardcore. Also X-Men Days of Future Past. Like those are, I think, the two best Wolverine movies because Days of Future
Absolutely.
Past is essentially a Wolverine movie.
It is, yeah, it is.
It's him.
I
It's
mean,
him going literally traveling through time in his own body. The only mutant that they know that could do that and live.
but this Deadpool, I believe it's rated R.
I better
Still.
be, yeah. Hey
So
man,
I
they've
mean, it
got
makes sense
Echo
that-
out there. Their Echo's got headshots, full blood. Deadpool better not be fucked with.
Have any of you guys watched any episodes yet?
No.
Not yet.
I
We
haven't
tried
either.
watching a couple of fight scenes, but
I
The
watched
browser
the
wasn't
Daredevil
cooperating.
fight scene. They don't quite have the brutality that the originals did, but they do have a bit more of the comic book Daredevil. Like in the fight scene I watched, it's kind of the same sort of martial arts, but it looks a little bit more ballerina and a little bit less real. But there are scenes where he does like the Daredevil straight dive through the shelving unit. He throws out his baton and grabs her weapon. So compared to the original Daredevil show, he is more comic booky Daredevil. Which, amongst the idea that it is a rated R show and Kingpin is pretty brutal into it, I think I'm gonna watch it. It's the only thing that's Marvel's brought out in a while that's even piqued my interest. So
I rewatched the Netflix Daredevil show. That show's so fucking good.
I
Yeah.
will tell you right now, the Punisher show is, in retrospect, disappointing.
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
aren't they bringing him back for an episode of some stuff?
Yeah, he'll be back. Here's the thing: Punisher season 1 was decent. Punisher season 2, I think that was the season where he goes to prison. Whatever season is it might be season 1 when he goes to prison. That was the best of the show. There was a whole badass
end?
fight scene in the cell block where he's just taking on multiples of dudes and shanking this one and it turns into a bloodbath. But the last scene you get of Frank Castle in that show, in the entire show as the Punisher, where he's in the dark hallway and he's got the dual M16s going, that's Punisher. But the only real Punisher shot you get in the entire fucking show is that shot, and it's the last shot the show ever had. Because that's straight out of the comics. That in a dark hallway, he was in the sewer, I think, in the scene where it's pitch black behind him, and you're seeing his face with the muzzle flash, and he's got dual machine guns. That's straight out of the comics. That's Punisher Max. But they don't give that to you until the very end of the show, and it sucks. Like, that pissed me off. So we'll see what Disney does with it. I mean, making it more comic booky, it still keeps his violent edge. So I don't know where they would add. They shouldn't add fluff. You know what I mean? They should, if anything, Disney should double down and make Punisher, if you want to Marvel-tize him, make him stronger and more unhuman-like, if anything. You know what I mean? Like, make him just be an unstoppable force that's technically human, but doesn't, if he gets a gunshot, he kind of, I ain't got time to bleed. That sort of shit. Make him kind of human but inhuman, but we'll see where they go with it.
They need to make it so that characters you follow, like, I know I love Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man 3 was the best Spider-Man to come out in a long time, and it's because Peter Parker's character in that movie, you're like, fuck, is he gonna make it? Like he suffered.
Which
through that
Spider-Man?
fucking movie.
The newest one?
Tobey Maguire or
Newest one. No.
Oh, I
newest.
thought you were talking about the original
Andrew
Venom one. I
Garfield?
was
Or no,
like,
that's not his name.
what?
No.
Yeah,
not
Andrew
that one.
What's his name
Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland.
Tom
Yeah,
Holland.
Tom
There you go.
Holland's
That is an
Spider-Man.
excellent movie.
Yeah, like you took a superhero and you gave him moments where like the audience literally was like, fuck, is he gonna make it through this movie? Like,
Well, then they also made the villains better. Like when Green Goblin is slamming him through the apartment complex floors, like they brought back the Goblin and made him brutal. And then my favorite scene of the whole movie, if like in the nerd in me, as far as building the universe, the scene where Tom Holland's gonna slam down on Willem Dafoe and Tobey Maguire's just like, nah, you're not gonna do this. Like he's not even giving effort. Like Tom Holland is all of his force, and if you want to nerd out, it shows you the mass amount of power Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker has. Because if Tom Holland's Spider-Man is trying to kill him and Tobey Maguire's just kind of holding it, not giving much effort, that means his strength is quadruple Tom Holland's. And that makes me want to see a Tobey Maguire Peter Parker movie. Like,
But I think they want to do Andrew Garfield instead, though.
I've heard what was it? No? I've heard rumors of Andrew Garfield and Hugh Jackman leading Secret Wars. Rumors, but I've heard them or read them.
Well, I know that uh, Andrew Garfield and Toby are coming back.
Yeah,
for
they
the
are
next
doing
event.
more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, cool.
and that's the other thing is like I want to see that the older Spider-Man that I mean is a powerhouse because with age, until you hit like a certain peak, you're gonna get stronger. So show me a 45-year-old Peter Parker who is the reason why he doesn't fight crime much anymore is A, life, and B, that every time he hits somebody he fucking kills them. You know what I mean? Like show me that Peter Parker that it's become so hard to restrain himself in a fight. He's backed away.
He's the guy with the trench coat in Miles Morales. He's that Peter Parker.
Noir.
He's just the one that's just sitting there with no mask on. He's just got his tan trench coat. He's just walking around like, "What's up?" Eating a sandwich.
I know Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was an older movie, but for anybody who ever watches it, there are moments in that movie where he doesn't hold his power back and realizes what he's doing too late. Like, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. Well,
also, when he should have used it, he did not. Like with his uncle thing. Yeah.
Well, see, like I still maintain one of the coolest Wolverine scenes, like the character scenes, is X-Men 2 when they invade the school. And he goes through, like, it starts off in the fridge where he ends up with his fucking claws straight up into the guy, screaming in his face. Then he proceeds to go through the hallways of the school and wipe out an entire special ops fucking team. Like, that for me is one of, like, the coolest Wolverine moments in all of the movies. Days of Future Past has some really cool ones, too. Like, the Wolverine, like, when he's on the train and shit, that movie... See, the problem with the Wolverine, it gets really goofy with the mech at the end and him losing his claws. And then in Days of Future Past, he's got his claws. And then there's Logan. Yeah. I wish they would have treated Logan as like a spin-off movie and not like the end of the character.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the end because we're going to get a fresh dose of him in fucking Deadpool. So,
yay.
I'm looking forward to that one. All right, guys. Any final thoughts to wrap up this joyous adventure?
Did anybody notice?
Gray man.
Did anybody notice that he calls him the Ken doll? Can somebody shoot that Ken doll?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah.
I'm just a Ken. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week with another couple movies. We'll let you guys know what's up in the Discord. We got to get better with that, by the way. You have privileges, Alex. You got to get better with it, too. Me, you, Giovanni, I'm going to give you fucking privileges. You get better with it. There's a channel for it. We all get fucking better with it. All right, everybody, have a great night. We will see you. I'll see you Monday on Twitch, and we'll see you next Friday here for Nerd to Movie Podcast.